Okay, welcome back everyone. So I think I found a really good setting for this game, where my Vita doesn't really, I don't know, suffer too much. The game itself is way too bright, so I had to like lower the brightness a little bit.
おまむらに十分注意されたし、なんか戦場には私と同じレベルの聖剣使いがいる模様。ナードとガベインめは言っていたが、胸がたぎるな。太陽を相手にするのはこれで2度目だ。アポロンの輝きとミューズの輝き、どちらが上か今度こそ見せつけてくれよ。臆することなどあるものか。そうであろう、奏者。世の輝きは終点の日にも決して劣るまい。ブイナスときたか。いや、否定はせぬが、それはさすがの世も照れるというか臆するというか。以前のそなたからは決して出ない言葉ゆえ、危うく心臓が止まるところだった。そなたは世をどれだけときめかせれば気が済むのだ。まったくこれでは一刻も早く半身を取り戻さねば身が持たぬ。世の方はほてってしまって、まさにアポロンさえ超える灼熱を生み出しそうだ。待つのだ、奏者。何かがいる。人目がないからとよくもまあ堂々と。私は計算高い欲深さですが、あなたの爛漫な欲深さには苛立ちを覚えます。血の涙の果てに私が望むものを持ちながら、あなたは無邪気に言い放つ。半身を取り戻す、この私のマスターを。それが正サーバントの余裕というものでしょうか。いいえ、今この時にあってはあなたこそ泥棒猫、私から愛を奪おうとする土下座。いよいよもって遊びは終わり、縁も竹縄幕引き上等。積年の恨みと愚痴のしをつけて叩きつけてやりましょう。それはこちらのセリフだ、キャスター。せっかくの世と奏者の大好きローマシビライゼーションを邪魔してくれたな。おとなしく残りの領域を返すがよい。今ならまだ禁錮刑20年で許してやらんでもない。やれやれ、苛烈なまでのその余裕。ムーンセルに選ばれたのはあなたではないというのに。ま、時にその愚かしさが羨ましくもありますけど。 玉もどんなに夢見る良妻に徹しても持ち前の知恵が働いてしまうというか。ま、それはそれ、これはこれ。まさかの快進撃もここで打ち切り、お家断絶。私の尻尾の一振りでちっちゃな帝国なんて吹き飛ばしてみせましょう。貴様こそ覚悟せよキャスター。どうあれ共に戦った身、戦いたくはなかったが過言なく全力で倒してやろう。おうさ、望むところですバカ皇帝。決着を伸ばしたのは私の右情。これよりは無情の羅刹となりましょうや。というか、言うにこと書いて太陽より輝いてるとかもう許せねえ。輝くのは私の尾だけで十分です。二つの太陽がもたらす圧倒的火力と灼熱、その身でたっぷりじっくりお受けなさい。それまでどうかご辛抱をば。囚われのご主人様、もう一人のご主人様。ああ、ダギツネ、ダメだぞ、色目を使うでない。そっくりそのまま返して差し上げます。それではさようにてお待ち申し上げます。あなたがたどり着ければの話ですけど。招かれざる客人がいらっしゃるようですね。お二人とも手はず通りお願いしますよ。
手はず通りに進めよう。セイバー、俺がお前の相手になろう。
違うわよ、私が相手よ。ほらほら、こっちこっち。
どうも言うが。
How come I'm not moving? Oh.
とびっきりのライブ見せてあげる。はっふっはっやっはっ。かかりましたね。あなた方ごとこのセクターを封じました。いつまでも衰えない封印力、名付けてサーバントダイソンです。というわけでざまあご覧なさいまし。今のうちにアグレッサー軍団ゴーです。転落の飾りとなれ。
素晴らしい、お見事です。
ああ、こんな罠に引っかかっちゃって。それともあえて私に会いに来たのかしら。ま、どっちでもいいわ。どうせここでやられるんだしね。捨て鉢気になるのは気になるが、今は問わぬ。行くぞオリザベート、上に滑るぞ。はいい声でな。生意気にも強いじゃない。でもどこまで続くかしら。ふっ、はてはて、落ちるがよい。やるじゃん。
Holy cow, who's that big guy?
この運命、そなたと共に開くがよい。はあ、着替えイクトゥス。プレメール、レガリアの力見せてやろう。あれ、いやば、私ったら押されてるの。ときめきなさい。頭痛い。目障りなのよ。早く死んで。私アイドルなの。絶対に認めないんだから。敵軍のレジオンマトリックスが完成してしまう。急ぐのだ。このままでは我らに。敵軍のレジオンマトリックスが完成してしまう。急ぐのだ。このままでは我らの敗北となる。我らの勝利だな。また一つ帝国の領土を増やしたぞ。
いい成果を出したようだな。こちらも見習おうとしよう。やはりキャスターの罠か。サーバントへの接近は時期尚早だ。来ましたか。正々堂々迎え撃ちましょう。やるじゃねえか。勤勉なのは良いことです。なかなかのことまでですが、騎士の誇りにかけて守り抜きます。
天幕の飾りとなれ。いかん。この劣勢は捨ておけぬ。早く助けに行かねば。フラントだな。まずはあれを叩き落とそう。
100対撃破ですか。その調子です。
敵軍のレジムマトリックスが完成してしまう。急ぐのだ。このままでは我らの敗北となる。
Nice, level 9.
味方が襲われているな。防衛に向かうぞ、奏者よ。
敵も手強いですね。こちらも気合を入れましょう。この剣にかけて倒れるわけには。
I wish you could target or lock on enemies as whenever you want to. Usually, only time you could lock on enemies when the game kind of tells you have to. Like there was this like weird yellow bar that or orange bar that pops up, and it tells you to click on it.
戦況の確認を。攻め込まれている自陣があるようだぞ。
ガウェイ一生の不覚。
奏者よ、我が軍にもう後はないぞ。このままでは
So this one is clear. Oh. Yeah, that guy's cool.
俺の相手はお前か。
たわいもない。奏者よ、このエリアそなたに捧げよう。
いい成果を出したようだな。こちらも見習おうとしよう。
これ直すがよい。愛の力思い知ったか。この運命そなたと共に開くがよい。はあ、着替えいくです。プレメール。次こそサーバントダイソンで完全に動きを封じてやりましょう。邪魔者がいないうちに根こそぎダッシュ。アグレッサーたち追いきなさい。見事な奏者よ、余は嬉しい。
Is he running
見
away?
事な奏者よ、余は嬉しい。
ここは戦場。キャスターの策も間違いではない。こちらも役目を果たすとする。
奏者、今一度気を引き締めよ。
Oh, dude, I got a key as well. That's nice.
ここは勝てぬぞ。なるまで行くぞ。
You know what's crazy? Ever since I started playing these kind of games, I really got into warrior games. They're not bad. I remember when they first came out, I think I was like, it was either 2002, it came out like, there was this warrior game that came out in, on PlayStation 2, and I loved it. I played it for the first time, and I was like, wow, these games are amazing. And then for some odd reason, I don't know why, I fell out of love out of it. I mean, I fell out of love for the games. But it was crazy. I remember I had this buddy of mine, or a neighbor. I think I was like, what, maybe 12 or maybe younger. So we'd go over, and he would like live by the swimming pool. And he was like our neighbor, so it was just a big apartment complex. And every Sunday morning, or no, Saturday morning, would watch Cartoon Network, watch Dragon Ball Z, and then play video games. I think because he was like the only child, and his old man left them. Her mom was like trying to fill that void, so she would like, you know, give him a lot of stuff. I wouldn't say he was spoiled. I don't think he was, but he had things faster than we did. That was it. He was a good person, I think. I mean, I hung out with him after. So okay, it's a long story. So we used to hang out when we were kids, like in middle school. So we kind of fell out of connection with him after middle school, and because he had to move out. I hate saying this, but apparently he was kicked out because the apartment complex wasn't as clean as it should, so they didn't keep it clean. So his parents were kicked out, well, his mom technically. And because of that, we didn't see him until I went to high school. I would consider him a good friend of ours in middle school. But there was times like I felt like he had like too much going on in his life. So I kind of would like, you know, let him be. But we would always hang out with us. I mean, he does carry like a big part of my childhood, because we would hang out with him for a very long time. So other than that, we would just like always hang out with him when we want to watch Cartoon Network and anime, and we would want to play these games. So he would have like, you know, he would be like the first one to have like a certain game. So he was the one that introduced me to warrior games, and I was like in love with these games. I never understood it. I think I did play a game that was based on an anime, but it was like a warrior game, and that's when I finally understood how the warrior games play as. But I don't know, I feel like I want to talk about him. So, okay, so we were friends from middle school. He didn't go to my middle school though, but he was like, I knew him since middle school. Ever since like, you know, he got kicked out, we kind of like fell out of, we kind of lost connection with him. He went to LA High, which is like a horrible school to go to. I didn't go to LA High. I was lucky enough to go to Palisade High School, which is, if you guys are from California, Palisade is like a school where like it's in a rich neighborhood, but it's a charter high school, so poor kids like me could go. So I was kind of lucky. I went, and you know, but then anyway, so we lost connection. We didn't go to high school with each other, and whatsoever. So out of nowhere, I was in the bus, because I had to catch the bus to go to school, even though it was like super far. And I ran into him. And I'm sorry, he was a douchebag in high school. He would like call me emo for some reason. I don't know. I liked him up until I met him in high school. I tried to run into him in college. But he was just like always like kind of like shunning me. So I was just like, okay then. No reason to hang out with him. Which is weird because we were very close when we were in middle school. Like I thought we were. So it kind of goes, but he kind of became like the cool kid, I'll be honest with you. And I was just like, you know, he had like this punk rock scene. He had like a band, he was playing the saxophone. I mean, I did play the guitar when I was a kid, but I wasn't into punk rock, but I was more into metal. Like I like, not because I hated like the vocaling and all that, but I loved the riffs, and I loved how they play guitar. So that's one thing. So I guess that's why I mean, we didn't really connect with music. But I don't know. I was always kind of questioning why he was like so distant, even though I reached out. But ironically, after high school, I tried to reach out to a lot of people, and they were kind of like doing their own thing. It wasn't like the same anymore, and that's why I'm like, oh, okay. And it's funny because my mom would be like, oh yeah, you know, you get to meet people in high school, but they're never gonna last. Which is kind of true, in a sense. Only like a small amount of people still hang out with their high school friends. The majority of people hang out with either like their colleagues or like, I don't know, their colleagues or people that they met in high school. Or college, I'm sorry. Other than that, I don't think people like still hang out with their friends from high school. I do hang out with one person from high school. It's crazy because, okay, before I went to Palisade, I went to LA High, and I ran into a buddy of mine from LA High when I transferred to Palisade, so it was cool. So I stayed close to this dude, even though we live far away. Like, I live in the valley because I had to move for college, and I kind of just stayed there. And he just stayed there because just, I guess, work and everything else. Well, he doesn't. He lived by Crenshaw. I don't think it's like downtown. It's by Crenshaw or like Chinatown. No, not China. Koreatown. That's where I used to live. By Koreatown. But he's very cool. That guy is just a good human being. I mean, in general, he's like just a good human being. He's very nice. Yeah, I don't feel like when you hang out with him, he's not fake. He's not somebody that would harm you in any way. So I guess that's why I kind of like wanted to keep him around, even though he lived far. What is that? Another key? Yeah, I guess when I got older, I looked for good friends. Before I was just like, I looked for douchebags that I could like hang out with and have quote unquote fun. But now I look for decent human beings to be friends with. And it's pretty hard. Well, it's not that hard. It just, a lot of people aren't really gonna look for your benefit. Like I mentioned, a lot of people aren't gonna look for your benefit. Like ones that, like, okay, for example, I'm doing my masters now, and during my masters I met this dude. I'm not gonna say his name. I don't know. I just feel like, 'cause if I have something bad to say about someone, I shouldn't say his name. And I was happy to see him that he's doing his masters with me, and I was really stoked. And you know, I'll tell him like he's very smart. Every time he's feeling down, I'll just try to help him, like motivate him as much as I possibly can. And then out of nowhere, like he would ask me questions about, is he smarter than the rest of the people in the class? No, that's a question that I wouldn't want to answer, because nobody could be smarter than everybody in the class. And even if you're like smarter in one perspective, they are smarter in another, you know? And then like I just felt like he was being very cocky, like he was like questioning if he was smarter than everyone. And I remember one time he got in an argument with this girl, and he kept on saying like, well, I learned this in my, you know, where I came from. I learned history and geography, and you know, you don't teach that in the States, which is true. They don't teach that in the States. And then he was just like trying to make me say that he was smarter. I was like, listen, man, There's space for both of you. You both are smart, and she is intelligent. I mean, she's way younger than both of us. She's 22, which is very amazing for her age. I mean, she's not nice. I'll give her that. She's very rude, but she's very smart. And you know, I'm not gonna be a butthole about it because she's rude. But you know, you don't have to like compare yourself with other people. So anyway, so yeah, he kept on doing that. He kept on asking me if he was smarter than everybody in the class. And then when I bring up like certain people that I think they're very intelligent and had good conversation in class, like some guy named James, he was like, "Oh, he's boring." I was like, "What the? Do you have anything to say about people? Like anything nice to say?" So that was like what he would say to people. To me, I mean, he was just like very competitive. He thinks he's smart, and then he did this weird thing where in class he was a completely different person. He would be like acting very humble. He would be like, "Oh, I'm not smart, I'm dumb," and all of that. And so more people would just be like, "No, you're not dumb. You're very smart." I felt like maybe he was just saying that to get attention from people. Like, "Hey, yeah, I'm dumb," but he's not. So of course people are gonna tell him like, "No, you're smart." So one point I always say like if I don't know something, I would say like for example, I'll say, "Okay, I don't know this. I might butcher his name. I'm not too sure about this." So he came up to me one day, and then he would tell me, "You know, if you don't know something, just act like you know it." And I was like, "Really? That's not a, I mean, that's not a smart thing to do, you know? Act like you know it if you don't know it. I mean, you're really signing up yourself for like, you know, to lose in that sense." So I paid no attention to it, and then I mean, I actually used dumb me. I fell into this trap, but prior to that, he didn't like this guy named Griffin. I don't know why he doesn't like him. He's always picking on him, and Griffin's always nice to him. But Griffin's very intelligent, so I think maybe they're just competitive with each other. So every time he wants to argue about Griffin's point of view, he would say, "I say it," and I wasn't around. He would call me and tell me, like, "Hey, sorry I said that. You said that. It was actually Griffin that said that, and I wanted to address it." And I was like, "You shouldn't do that. You know, don't bring me up." And that kind of like left a bitter taste in my mouth. Like, why would you use me to get to someone else? Like, I'm supportive as much as I can, but don't do that. So anyways, don't me believe that he was actually a good friend. So I listened to his advice where, you know, act like I know what I'm doing. So at one point, I decided to act like I know what I'm talking about. When I butchered the name, I only butchered the name. It was about Genie. Genie is basically a child that never learned language, and we were talking about how people learn language and all that, and it came to mind. And she was just like the wolf child, only learned 10 words. Her vocal cord didn't develop, so she couldn't pronounce a lot of words. So I said that, and I messed up when I said that. Basically, I think I called her Giada or Gina. I don't know, Gina or something, but it was called Genie. So that dude was like, "Hey." So where was that? So yeah, he was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry," but he was like, he didn't point at me because he's on Zoom. He was like, "Yeah, he's actually wrong. Her name is not Gia, it's Genie." And he said like basically, "Oh, she just didn't know vocabulary," but it wasn't true. I just didn't want to argue with him in that point, and I kind of just like I didn't let it go. I actually addressed it afterwards. But I didn't want to be like, "No, it's not true," you know, or argue with him even though he was wrong. You could Google it. She only knew 10 words and she couldn't pronounce a lot of words. her vocal cord, because her vocal cord didn't develop. But just because, I don't know, he just sold me on, made me look like kind of dumb, just for his own agenda. So I addressed it. I was like, listen, man, let's not be friends. And it's crazy because me and him share the same, I don't know, I thought like we would have each other back because even me and him, like, we kind of share the same background, you know? So I thought like, either like, at least race-wise, we share the same background. Which is funny because I found more loyal people, you know, within like, you know, other races than my own race. So it's just this insane at how competitive my race is with each other. But I think that it comes with the territory. I think every race is competitive with their own race. Like for instance, one of my good friends, he's actually from he's descended from Mexican descent, and I have another friend that he's descended, I think, from Argentinian descent. And then, you know, I don't believe my buddy if that's, you know, he has good things to say, but sometimes they're like bumping heads with each other, you know. So I guess there's always like competitiveness with certain races. Am I going the right way? I think I should be going this way. Oh, I was talking so much that I lost track of what I was doing. I think I should be going to the portal. Where is the portal? So yeah, as I was saying, like, I don't believe you could find a lot of good people. So if you do keep, if you do just like hold on to them, because it's hard to find like people that would care about you or for your well-being. You know what? I'll be honest with you. It's sad to say this, but I feel like a lot of times you need to have your guard up. Because you might get stabbed in the back. I mean, I personally never had been stabbed in the back except from that one guy, or maybe like people that, but not like my close friends. And even like certain people that annoyed me and they were like good friends, I've never been stabbed in the back by them. Even just probably like the worst they did was just annoy me. When it came to like old friends that I had. Like for example, I had a buddy named Jeffrey. I think like he's a good human being, honestly. I really do. He's just like, he's the type of guy when like you tell him like, yeah, I don't feel like going, he'll like tell you like, oh, don't go then. And yeah, and that was like the worst thing he did. Like he didn't like try to harm me in any other way except he was just mean and rude. That was it. There's two more, and then I think I could manage to hit to the portal. My other laptop is dying, so let me charge it while I swing my sword around. Hopefully I catch that guy. So yeah. So that guy that, you know, that capitalized on my wrong, so I stopped talking to him. Even though we're like in the same program, I was like, it's best not to talk to him. It's best to avoid him. Because when I kind of confronted him about it, he was just like telling me like, oh yeah, you're so smart, you're Jesus and all that. I don't know why. I was like, you know, so I told him, this is how I respond to him. I was like, you know what, insult me all you want, but and the bottom line is I'm not gonna attack you, I'm not gonna try to harm you in any way, or just to make myself look bad. I would never like give my friends like anything, you know, like any false information and then like capitalize on it. So you can just make fun of me as long as you want, but in the end of the day, I'm not gonna go out of my way to harm you. And then I blocked them. But I would run into him in class. But you know, because of COVID, it was more like Zoom. I'd run into him in Zoom. I remember like he tried to reach out to me. But I don't know. I wouldn't want to talk to him. I don't have any hatred or animosity toward him. It's just I knew it's not good company, and I know like he's not looking for my well-being, and I believe he thought I was dumb. That's why he kind of like did what he did. You know, he thought I could just like let it go. Like, you know, him getting attention off of me following something that he told me to do was pretty dumb for me. I shouldn't even have done it. But yeah. So I guess the moral of the story is like, you know, careful what you pick, and if you do pick a, you know, somebody that like backstabbed you like that, just cut him off. Even if you're in school with him. Yeah, it might get awkward a little bit, but as I don't know, some guy from the movie said it once. I think it was like this is gonna be funny though. I think it was like from Watchmen when I forgot his name. It was it begins with an R. He was the guy that had this weird mask that changes form, or like, and he would say when he went to jail, he said, "Well, you're not stuck. You think I'm stuck here with you? You're stuck here with me." It's the same concept. They're not stuck there with, you're not stuck there with them. They're stuck there with you. So even though it gets awkward, screw them. We're stuck there with you. You know, let them feel awkward about it. Don't bug yourself about it. How many people are there? I want to go to the portal already. I don't know where the portal is. Oh, I see it. It's on the third one. Okay. Okay. It's that little thing on. I don't know. That was dumb for me. This whole time, like, yabbling on and babbling. And I should have just like went for the portal. I just thought like I knew. I thought I was just gonna like. I thought it was like on this floor, but it turns out it wasn't. Let's kill these two, because I don't think I could leave this area until I kill these two. Awesome. Let's hurry up and finish this thing. Okay. Maybe, hopefully I get a good grade, because I did pretty well so far. There's this one, I could go from here to 3, and then from 3 to whatever that area is. There we go. I think that's the portal. I should pay attention more on the map. So one of the good things that I'm doing this, I mean, one of the reasons why I'm like recording all the time is because when I was doing Zoom, I didn't feel like I didn't find my comfort zone. So, and it came and harmed me in my studies. If you can't find your comfort zone, you're never gonna be able to like, what the hell? You're never gonna be able to do well in school. Because you're not gonna study that well. You're always gonna feel like not out of place. So I decided, you know, put myself in the same uncomfortable zone and try to find like try to figure out how I could get comfortable while I'm in this, when I'm like recording or always being on like, not standby, because I'm not standby, always being on the spot. You know, because in the master program you do have to talk a lot. Yeah, and a lot of times you mess up, and a lot of times when I'm recording I mess up. So one of the things that I do is I try to fix myself when I'm messing up. I go back onto it. on like the thing that I said and try to fix it. Because a lot of times when when I'm like talking on the phone or talking in Zoom, I don't do that. I'm not even by the portal yet. This whole time. Oh, dumb me. This whole time I was like, I should be just by that area. No, I had to go and walk into the portal. I wasted so much time. I guess this is the boss, so we're good.
ここで終わらせこの運命そなたと共に開くがよい。はあ着替えイクトゥス。プレメールここで終わらせます。お覚悟はおとなしく
My wife just texted me.
信用は世に任せるのだ。ピッときました。この程度の痛み
Let's see if I can see what she said to me. Oh, what the hell?
この程度の痛み
Oh, she could transform as well? That's sweet.
キャスターはレガリを使う。気をつけろ。
No, she's telling me that she's gonna go to bed.
そろそろ本気を出さないとまずいかも。
工具を使うつもりだ。すぐに買い取るぞ。よく止めた。よく止めた。その調子で畳みかけるぞ。キャスターはレガリを使う。気をつけろ。一旦距離を取って戦うぞ。
Okay, I get it.
愛の力思い知ったか。あなた自分あなたやこちらだよこちらだ。さらばこれは狐的にピンチかも。あれれ世界が回る。
You know, so far the toughest boss with the guy with the spear. Oh, computer.
やはり神階級は罪。あなたが強いわけではないのです。よくやった奏者よ。ゆっくり休むがよい。世と奏者の絆が深まったな。これ
いいものを見せてもらったぞ。
Wait, I did all these? Oh, okay. I guess I wasn't wasting time. Nice. I didn't waste time. I felt like this whole time I was like, ah, I messed up. No, I didn't. That's good.
勝負あったな、キャスター。世と奏者の勝利である。なぜこんなはずではなかったのに。また私はかなわないのですか。今度こそ陰から陽へそう望んだだけなのに。いざ覚悟キャスター。
It's weird that you have two personalities. Well, two of you.
け玉。愚かなのは私でございました。ご主人様、落ち着いたらセーバーさんのところに行っちゃうんじゃないかななどと疑ったばっかりに。
What the hell? Oops.
たまものバカバカバカ美少女バカ。もっと二人の絆を信じ、セラフの未来なんて気にせず新婚生活を送っていれば、私たちだけでも超ハッピーだったのに。封印していた本性とか無理に出すんじゃありませんでした。ミコン。キャスター貴様。でもそんなご主人様も素敵です。ことここに至って私惚れ直してしまいました。私も覚悟を決めました。生きるも死ぬも影に回るも二人の定め、世もつ平坂の果てさえも。かつて狭間で告げた言葉、今ひとたび最後に言わせてくださいな。私は幸せでした。待て待て待て。勝ったのは世だぞ。ここは花吹雪と歓声が鳴りやまぬ場面であろう。なのにどうして我が奏者と貴様の最後の告白をたっぷり見せつけられねばならんのだ。そうは言われましても、ご主人様が私と共に倒されるというのですから、私も涙を飲んでよよよ。ちらり。なんと卑怯かつ的確な攻撃か。ええ、わかった。命までは取らぬ。これでは世の方が悪役みたいだからな。セイバーさんということは、つまり分かっているくせに問うでない。王としての勝負は世の勝ちだが、サーバントとしての勝負は貴様の勝ちだ。これより後は貴様も世の臣民となれ、キャスター。よいか、臣民だからな。レガリアはきちんと回収するからな。もう一人の奏者を奪うかどうかは他に手立てがないものか探ってからでも遅くはない。世は寛大な皇帝にして神王であるゆえに。
さすがはムーンセルに認められた正当なる王、セラフの再統一おめでとうございます。失礼いたします、神王。レガリアの再統合にはシステム技師たる私の固有スキルが必要となります。そのためこうして馳せ参じた次第、ぶしつけをお許しいただきたい。
それは構わぬが、気を流行らせたか。2つのレガリアを持ってすぐに戻るというのに。 キャスターよ、依存ないな。貴様のマスターはひとたび預けるが、王権たるレガリアは世のものとする。仕方ありません。
キャスター賜物前。さあ、あなたのレガリアを速やかに神王へ渡しなさい。どうかお喜びいただきたい。レガリアが一つとなれば、時を同じくして分かたれたあなたのマスターもおのずと一つとなりましょう。消滅の危機は免れるのです。今こそ神王の全てが取り戻される時。
何？それはまことか？
はい、無論です。いえ、当然の帰結と言うべきでしょう。ではレガリアを一つに戻し。
待って、待つのだ。ならば今ひとたびキャスターと話さねば。すまぬキャスター、そういうわけだから我慢。いいえ、冗談はそこまでです。大事な人が消えると分かって誰がおとなしく従いますか。セクなバカ者。なんかこういい感じの解決策があるはずだ。そうであろう、そうじゃよ。いただき。ミコ。ラッキー。棚からエリクサひょうたんメイデンレガリアもーらいっと。
貴様、何をしているのです。
ダークエリザベート、本当に諦めていなかったのか貴様。ダークエリザもしくはダークエリよ。いいえ、いいこと。あなたたちにこれは似合わないわ。だってねえ、あんたたちふぬけたのにも程があるんじゃない？それでも私と同じ半英雄なのかしら？増えちゃった小豚を一つに戻すなんてナンセンス。だって私は何人いても超オッケーなんだもの。むしろ鑑賞用、恋人用、食事用としていっぱい欲しいぐらいだし。わかる？つまり私が一番神王にふさわしいサーバントってわけ。支配者とは冷血、無慈悲、無関心を通せる者。貴族である私にこそ支配の王権はふさわしい。さあ、誰も彼も平等に愛してあげる。生ける屍になる寸前まで甘く優しく血税を絞り取ってね。なんなのこの光。ねえ、これって私に新しい力が備わる前振りよね。ねえ、まさか資格のないものがつけたら天罰が落ちるとか、それ系の反応じゃないわよね。いやー、違うの。指輪のサイズが合わないだけなの。私だってメインサーバントなんだから。いや違うな、ものすごく違う気がするぞ。 エリザベートよ。悪いことは言わないからそれを外せ。嫌よ、死んでも嫌。やっとセンターに立てるんだもの。でもちょっと眩しすぎるから外すわ。って外れないわよこれ。
魔力の暴走、資格なき所有者への防衛機能か。ならば
今のうちに。ご主人様、お早く。こちらです。なんと往生際が悪かろう。一応我らは和解したのだ。この後に及んで尻尾を巻くなど。何をおっしゃるのでしょうか、セイバーさん。私確かにレガリアは放棄しましたからよろしいでしょう。問題あります？こちらのご主人様についてはご安心を。それはもう大切に誰の目にもつかない場所でたっぷり愛を交わさせていただきますから。そちらはそちらでご勝手に。セラフの王でもなんでも存分になさいまし。でもこれで勝ったと思わない方が身のためです。問題は何も解決していないのですから。待て、言うだけ言って消えるのか、バカ者。何よもう知らない。何がレガリアよ、何が王権よ、くったらない。私の輝きを支えきれない指輪なんてどうせ偽物、夜祭りのバッドトイよ。ムーンセルの度量も知れたものね。次はもっと質のいい指輪を用意するといいんだわ。ほんとこれっぽっちも悔しくなんかないわよ。バカはそちらだ、エリザベート・バートリー。貴様というやつは何のために存在しているのだ。
I think I'm gonna keep the dialogue going until we hit the second or the second mission. The next mission, not second mission.
バカな。これでは意味がない。レガリアを所有する2社の衝突の果てにこうも卑怯な結末が待つはずはないのだ。砕け散るだと。ありえない。システム更新は正常に行われなければならない。なぜ破壊など起こり得る。王権の完成なくしてはシステムの更新もありえない。ならば逆説的にすでに王権は完成されている。2つに分かたれようと1つに統合されようと機能を果たすというのか。いや、
バカ者。今窮地にあるのはそなたの方だ。分かっておらぬのか。2人目のそなたを逃してしまったのだ。つまりそなたが消滅してしまう可能性はまだそっくりそのまま残っているのだ。自分で言って手も泣きそうになってきた。 たの微笑みはすごいな。うむ。では世もすべきことをするとしよう。いつまでもここにとどまる理由もない。アルキメデス、学士殿、ショックなのはわかるが大概にするがよい。まずは世の自陣へ戻るぞ。あれこれと起こってしまったことはもはや仕方ない。事前の策を考えるとしよ
御意、取り乱してしまい申し訳ありません。
何？セラフの統一が果たされたことは事実。そう悲嘆に暮れるのは早いぞ。これは決して落胆混じりの帰還などではない。孫うことなき凱旋だ。胸を張り太陽をも超える輝きを伴って。わかるぞ、世にはあの者は。
束縛の魔術が通用しない。これ
学士殿！
私は大王である。私は破壊である。星より降りて蹂躙を果たさんとするものである。破壊の
剣の一振り、神明解放なしでこの威力。これではまるで竜種、いやもはやそれどころの話ではない。なんだ、中アルテラ奏者、そなたが言ったのか。いや、そなたではない。よく似た声ではあったが違う。かの伯爵の英霊にアルテラと呼びかけた声は、世の傍らのそなたではなく、あの暗がりの先。
I think that's me, but like the third version of me. I don't know how many are there.
3人目の奏者。
貴様、姿を見せる自由は与えていない。私の言葉に逆らったな。
よう知らぬというのか、奏者よ。まるっきり記憶にさえないと。精神であれ魂であれ、二人の奏者は名を思い出せずとも記憶はあった。しかしそなたはそれすらないというのか。共に戦ったよう、共に戦ったサーバントを忘れたのか、マスター。
女、 我がマスターに声をかけるな。それは私だけが受け止めるべきものだ。
奏者よ、同期よ、世と一体となるのだ。急げ。
Okay, so I guess we'll talk until it opens up the next stage.
なんとか帰還できたな。こうも敗走を余儀なくされるとは。命からがら逃げ延びただけではない。敵の正体、その戦力すら測れぬとは。これでは百戦錬磨など程遠い。偉大なるカエサルのようにはいかぬか。何を言う。助かったのはそなたのおかげだ。世だけではどこまでやれたものか。あの光の中に消え失せていたかもわからない。なんとも調子が出ぬな。世の至らなさを許してほしい。本当はこんなことを言いたくはない。奏者の目にした破壊の様など大したことはない。世だってできるぞと胸を張りたいのだが、今は気持ちが負けているようだ。あ、いや、世はあんなに暴れたりはしないが。まったく、世もいささか疲弊しているらしい。奏者と共にゆっくりと休まねばな。時に何の前触れもなく天村に攻勢に出る世なのであった。日々の戦いご苦労である。世がこうして膝を枕代わりにするゆえ、安心して眠りにつくがよい。そうだな。どうであろう奏者。ならば子守歌の一つでも歌うとしようか。それとも寝物語として月の聖杯戦争における武勇伝をいくつか語り聞かせるとしようか。よし、では世のとっておきの歌を披露しよう。ローマの幼子すべてが知るものだ。芸術の神ミューズよ、我が喉に宿れ。月の神ディアーナよ、夜に響く歌を許せ。さあ、新ソロムルスの名のもとに全力で行くぞ。 なんとまだ4番だというのに、そなたは奥ゆかしいのだな。このネタコと宴とコロッセオは10番からがいよいよ盛り上がるのだが、世の歌が気になりすぎて眠れないというのも酷な話であった。5番から先は次の楽しみにとっておくがよい。今は体を休め、ゆるりと夢の国に旅立つ時だ。
I think first we have to rest. I think. Maybe I was just wasting my time.
「恐れながら無事にご帰還なされたようで何より。私もあと一歩で軍勢の手にかかるところでしたが、視力を尽くして本陣へと帰参した次第です。
生きていたか。さすがにあの様子ではロストしたものと思ったが、再会かなったことは喜ばしい。世と奏者も問題ない。新たな脅威に悩む頭の痛みも貴殿がいれば鈴風のようなものだ。
なんと未だ気力は萎えておられないとは。私はあなたを見誤っていたようだ。あの破壊の様を目にしてもその威厳、さすがはセラフの神王。頼もしい、本当に頼もしい限りです。ですがひとまずは回復に努めましょう。玉座を有した自陣はレガリアの力によって形作られています。それゆえに特に防御に優れております。さらには秘匿性も高く、あの破壊の軍勢どももすぐには察知しえぬはず。
陣にはかような効果があったか。便利なものだ。だが穴熊を決め込んでもおられぬ。あのエネミーどもは強力であったし、白いサーバントの剣はベスビオのごとき猛威であった。何よりあのサーバントのマスターは学士殿、心当たりは。
おそらく新たな3人目は体であると予測されます。キャスターの連れていた2人目は魂かと。
なんという大ざいや堂々とした物言い。さすが世のマスター。ふわっとした大物よな。
これらの3要素はトリニティにあってこそ正しく組み合わさり、量子虚構世界における生命体として活動するものです。だが神王のマスターにはそれがない。3種の要素が奇跡的に独立し、 かりそめの電脳体として存在している状態なのです。そして3種の中でも最も揮発性の高いデータである精神はおよそ肉体や魂という専用の記録媒体がなくては消え失せるの。
手はあるのであろう。
無論ですとも、あの白色の英霊アルテラと呼ばれていた者の手にも敵によって分割されたレガリアが確認できました。私は以前の言葉を訂正する必要があります。レガリアは2つに引き裂かれたのではなく3つに引き裂かれていたのでしょ
奏者とレガリアが3つにか。そういうことか。つまり真に王権を与えられたのは、まあよい、結果的には同じこと言えなとあえて口を閉ざすよなのであった。ともかく3つに分割されたレガリアを全て手中に収めれば奏者は元に戻るのだな。
う。もちろんですとも。キャスターのレガリアは壊れてしまいましたが、残るアルテラのレガリアは健在。神王のレガリアを中心として再統合を行えば、精神を中心として電脳体を再構成するのは容易ですから。
おおむね分かった。ならば世のなすことは変わらぬ。そうであろう、奏者よ。アルテラなる突然の侵入者も含めて世は改めてセラフ全土の再統一を果たすのみ。強力な相手ではあるが、何、こちらもキャスター戦で消耗していたのだから仕方ない。万全の状態で対すれば。
さてそいつはどうかね。自信家なのはいい大将の条件だが、今度ばかりは相手が悪い。あの英霊アルテラってのが神明かは知らねえが、破格のサーバントなのは確かだ。というか特例か。ありゃなんか裏があるぞ。そうでもなけりゃあの宝具に説明がつかね
まさかその口ぶりアルテラと一戦交えてきたな。でどうだ、あやつの正体はつかめたか。
え。いや戦いにはなったが背中がキンキンに冷えちまってな。こりゃやべえって振り切ってきたところだ。それよりもだな、皇帝陛下の嬢ちゃん、言いにくいんだが。
空風林殿、すでに神王陛下はご回復なされています。正直に申し上げるべきかと。
ん？
仕方ねえか。ここらで伝えてやるのがいいな。そりゃそうだ。まずあんたの国取りはあと一歩だった。狐の姉ちゃん玉も支配領域を完全に落とす寸前だったんだしな。
そして玉も青のキャスターは撃破した。逃げられたがあれはもう再起はすまい。新たなレガリアを持つアルテラこそが次なる敵だ。奴の支配領域は最後の玉の支配領域をそっくり奪ったというあたりか。
いや
どういう意味だ。仲がいいな貴様たち。まさか世と奏者が休んでいた半日足らずで。
おう当たり。 あんたたちが休息しているうちにアルテラの軍勢は凄まじい速度で進撃しやがった。この半日、いや半日足らずでセラフ全域のおよそ 80% を連中は掌握したぜ。
80。
そうだ。
80% と申したのか？
申したとも。俺やガウェイン、アサシンにアーチャーの野郎も各エリアで抵抗したんだがな。完全に奇襲された形だ。最初から 20% を残すと決めて他は切り捨てなけりゃこの陣まで攻め込まれてただろうよ。あの女どこの英霊か知らねえが随分な玉だ。とんでもなく戦慣れ、それも殲滅戦制圧戦に長けてやがる。さらに配下がヤバい連中揃いと来やがった。マケドニアの大英雄だったか。あんなもんまで配下にしてくるとは予想外だぜ。
8、10、は、8、10、奏者よ、聞いたか。たった半日で8、10。そうだな奏者、その通りだ。よもや半日で 80% とは。半月で 50% であったキャスターが可愛く思えるぞ。しかしやるしかないのだ。世はレガリアを修復し奏者消滅の危機を乗り越える最新劇である。
Oh, finally. Okay, I think that'll be it for now. Um, yeah, I think that would be it for now. Let me just make sure. Yeah, I think so. Okay, I guess that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and take care for now.